is horrible.
Okay, I hit it that time, and that time, now it's seems like it's recording. Okay, so welcome to possibly the final episode of Secrets of the Black Crag. Let's change our view back over to the Salamander Islands for a recap of what all you guys did last time on Secret of the Black Crag. Commodore, why don't you lead the recap?
Lots happened. I think we ran into funny. We got Pearl. We talked to Narcissus. And we're like, hey pal. We ran into a bullet shrimp. King almost died terribly in the second to last episode fighting a shrimp.
Yep. No regrets.
I think two of us leveled up after that. Naris showed up. Sarko got them to let us walk away. By definitely convincing him that we'd give the ship back if we found it, but please let us use it to help your sister. And Naris was like, okay, thank you for clam meat. Anyway, and they gave Nave a blessing of the sea.
Yeah.
On their mission to help Megara after they lied to them, which they're happy about. Sorry, fuck. Sarko. God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that went to Fisheye Atoll. Queen of the Merfolk, or Chiefess of the Merfolk, gave us sea-talking, water diving amulet. We went to the lair of Megara. We explained to them, hey, we think we know who your daughter is. They're over in Black Crag. How haven't you, suspected this five-head? Come on. Anyways, now we're going over here with Megara to try and take down the Black Crag in the final episode of the series, because we're basically having this shit expedited like we're in the fucking three-parter movie series of fucking Owl House, where we gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So
everything is happening at once.
Yes. So Megara the party is examine the Black Crag from the outside. You saw that there were, since you had the submarine and you could sort of go around it from all sides, you saw that there were basically three entrances. There was a small crack in the south that's just at the water level, a larger entrance on the northern side that a ship could sail through, and then there was an underwater cave. That you could have sailed the magic carp through. You decided to split up, having Megara attack the undersea cave by herself, while you guys sailed into the Black Crag through the small crack.
Yes.
Once inside, you sailed up through here. You had to leave Aqua Summer here because sharks don't have legs.
Unfortunate.
Yes, you walked through the room of obvious traps around the corner, where you heard a man cry out in pain. As you looked down south, you saw a man on the ground, dressed as a sailor or a pirate. He reached out a hand towards you just as four swords skewer him alive. Ending his life in an instant. Attached to those, or holding those four swords, you see four undead pirates, skeletons covered with barnacles and coral growing on their bones. The closest one draws the now bloodied sword, points it towards Commodore Sarko Two-Legs, who's in the front of the party here. The blood-dripping sword pointed towards you. He says, "More intruders!" The other one, drawing out his own bloody sword from the corpse of the now slain pirate. "Kill them all! Party, these four skeletons are about to charge you and cut you down. Attempt to, at least. What will you do?"
How many times can I turn undead?
That is a good question. I think there is no limit, but turning the undead. Clerics can invoke the power of their deity to repel undead monsters encounter. To turn the undead, the player rolls 2d6, consulting the table. Successful turning. Turning results. Yeah, there is no, other than that it costs you your action, there is no limit to the number of times you can turn undead in a given day.
Uno reverse.
But it is worth noting that these skeletons are talking, and you did come here seeking Janzun. Captain
yeah.
Janzoon of the Scimitar, the Dread Pirate.
I thought our plan here was to help fuck this place up, because what's-her-face wanted to get her kid back, and
Mergarwa.
yeah, Megara.
Mergargura.
Meragurura. But I'm also trying to create a. Let me think. I gotta think about this. Fuck.
Yes. What is your objective with? Because Mergawa is currently hitting the undersea cavern, trying to get her daughter back. But your objective has always been to bring some sort of distraction back to Port Fortune, so that basically you want to.
Yeah.
Sarko's goal was to have some sort of.
Some sort of crisis fall him back to the coast, which means I have to think here. Oh, hello there. Oh, hello there. I've come here to parley. You see, I am Commodore Circle Two Legs, and I wish to talk with your commander.
Parley. Who are you here to parley with?
The Dread Pirate Janzoon.
The skeletons all laugh. You're here to parley with old Janzoon. And who might you be?
I'm Commodore Circle Two Legs, priest of the grasping god and heir to the throne of Port Fortune.
I don't know anything about a Port Fortune, but if you're here to see old Janzoon, you know what? You know what, boys? I say let's take him to old Janzoon. What do you say? Let him see the old captain. The skeletons all nod in agreement, and they will move forward. And I'll say,
Oh boy.
They gesture up this way. Watch out for the tripwire and make your way north. We'll take you to see the captain.
I appreciate your accommodations, you kind men. I'm sure that he will find my plying rather agreeable to his machinations.
All right,
I'm gonna look to Danielle and just be like, "Can you not trust skeleton?"
They sounded very sinister, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, your old friend Sarko has a few plans up his.
All right. Shall I move you along through the
Yes.
map? All right.
Yes.
All right. So you step. They point out the skeletons kindly point out this tripwire trap, allowing you to safely move over it. You make your way down this passageway. There is a locked door here. Obviously a treasure room of some sort. Vault of the Dread Pirate Janzoon, perhaps. If so, probably several fortunes worth of treasure.
Well, I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Can actually use my open lock skill.
You make your way past what seems to be some sort of bedroom. The skeletons still just usher you forward. You come to this little intersection here. To the left, you see a whole gaggle of more skeletons like the ones you just saw. I need to move my camera view. A whole gaggle of skeletons like the ones you've just been led by. Currently sat around a table with a map in front of them. They seem to be in the midst of a discussion. They stop as you come into the open. They look towards you. They reach for their swords. The coral skeletons. Now, everybody, this is Commodore Sarko Two Legs. He's come to parley with Captain Janzoon the Blade.
Of course.
At this point, Commodore, you can see a ship resting here in this little inlet. It is, at a glance, clearly the famous ship, the Scimitar. And there's just all these pirates on board the ship,
Oh my god!
doing ship stuff, getting her ready to sail again.
Many skeleton fight for control.
And one of
I
them
love skeletons.
One of them steps forward. A skeleton, definitely the captain from the large feathery hat he has. He steps forward and he says, "Commodore Sarko Two Legs, you've come here to parley with our old Captain Janzoon. Well,
Correct.
my name is Captain Lasin. I say let's them see the captain, boys. And the pirate skeletons just kind of shuffle you forward and push you guys into this room here. In this room, you see, as you're entered in, you hear, before you come into the room, you hear humming and sad singing of a pirate. 15 men on a dead man's chest. And then you enter into the room, and you see hanging from the ceiling, like a bird cage, with by a rusty old chain connected to a nearby mechanism, a skull just sat in the prison cell. A decapitated head of Janzoon the Blade. He perks up when he sees visitors. Well, I'll be damned. Who are you all? Ain't seen anyone fleshy in a while.
Oh, so I get it. You're the captain now. This guy, I see. Good job. I heard terrible things about the man.
Indeed. Janzoon is no longer the captain of the scimitar, Lisinge says. He was a bad captain. And you were a mutinous, rotten, filthy crew, always going on about your fair shares. You wouldn't add an ounce of plunder without me.
Yeah, you can tell he's pretty bad at it. I make sure my guys all get compensated. You see, you can tell you're a bad captain, Janzoon, because they fucking threw you out. That's like the sign that you fucked up. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like talking to incompetent people. I take my business very seriously. Hey, Danielle, can you go ahead and just toss like a cape or a hat over the skull? I don't want to talk to non-combatants right now.
Non-combatants? Why, if I had my sword, I'd shove it right up your ass.
Go to sleep like a bird. We're putting a cape over your cage. Okay.
Someone puts a cloak over the cage,
Yeah.
and Janzoon quiets down, rumbling.
Go ahead.
Captain Lisinge says, perhaps you are worth talking to after all. I admit, I was planning on just killing you.
I figured.
But
Seemed to happen a lot.
I must ask, what possessed you to come into the vault of Janzoon to parley with a dead man?
Well, you see, I have come to the realization that anybody, even the most bloodthirsty and renowned pirate, understand that there's always time for business. You seem clever. I mean, you threw that old Kaloon out and you took over. That takes a lot of gumption, command.
True. I was his first mate for many a year. He was a formidable warrior. I won't denigrate his skill with the blade. He earned his name. But he didn't understand that he needed to show better appreciation to his men.
And that is, if you ask any one of my crew, they will all say that they are compensated fairly. I always make sure that everybody is paid appropriately. I never break the rules of my contract. Even when we needed to give a hostage, and old Hawkeye here had to go ahead and, be our hostage, she still got paid for an entire 2 weeks vacation while sitting comfortably in old Red Roger's fortress. Because she was supposed to be paid for her work.
Hawkeye nods. It's been a stressful job, but I can't say I haven't been well compensated.
But,
Commodore, let me have cool fork. I hold up my trident.
Captain Lisinge looks down and says, that's red gold, you know. Very rare, very valuable.
Captain let me have his my very own submarine.
What on earth is a submarine?
Well,
I don't know yet.
It's a vehicle that goes below the water. The point is that they were my first mate. So when I acquired the second ship, I became Commodore and they became Captain. But this is Captain Danielle Goodwoman, the first woman in a very long time to command a ship that traveled below the waves. But I need not go on about her accolades at this current point in time. What I wanted to say though is, I appreciate honesty in my business. What if I told you that I never break a deal once I make it, because I am a servant of the grasping god. I take my deals very, very much to heart once I strike them.
Respectable. I I have met many men in my days who speak the grasping god's name in prayer, but little who would call themselves a servant of one. As Captain Lucinge is talking, though, Commodore, the blessing that you received previously, you feel it waning.
Dissipating.
You feel it dissipating as you hear Morgawa's cries of pain echoing in your ears.
Oh no.
Oh god, me in the back of my brain. Oh fucking Christ. Oh no, this is bad. Do I have a moral conscience? I have an obligation here, don't I? Okay, Captain Lucinge, what I want to do here is, I am the legitimate heir to the leadership of Port Fortuna, and I must inform you that I have a stupendous amount of ill will for the current leadership there. And from what I can tell, you seem to have you enjoy to reave and raid and take what you will from the sea. Well, how would you appreciate having a second port where your men can stock and rearm and get whatever the hell they need? A nice, neutral position out there to extend the range of your ships. And all you need to do is help me send an old fool to his grave.
I admit I would be interested. The Crag is a defensible stronghold, but it lacks certain amenities, and the only people to trade with are this damn Slagila. And they're as likely to eat my bones as trade for gold.
Might I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you like this entire crag as well?
If only it were doable.
Oh, you bet it is. The great sea dragon Magarwa has returned here in wrath to go acquire her child. And if you were to assist them at this moment, you would be able to, well, you could have this entire place all to yourself with all the goodies included. You're a clever man. You wouldn't pass up an opportunity like this. It certainly won't come again when she's dead.
Lucinge has an expression on his bony face which seems contemplative, though lacking of muscles in the face. It's hard to say. Then Lucinge takes out that pipe, which is doing him no good, as he says, If the sea dragon is attacking, then we may never have a better opportunity than this to rid ourselves of these Slagila and their damned sorceress, Mother Qualga.
You're a
Commodore!
Yes, sir?
I think we can strike a deal then. Let us take a walk downstairs and help out the sea dragon.
We must kill Ilmani.
Captain Lucinge, I respect you immensely. You've proven for the second time that you will not deal with any form of oppression for you or your men. You're a true hero, if not for the sea, but for those you serve as captain.
Now, Morgawa must be making for the caves. Those are trapped to hell and back. We'll lend her a sword arm. Boys! Aye, Captain! Take a walk! And the coral skeletons are gonna go and they're gonna march out. Let me zoom out for a moment. They're all gonna march out here and go out and around to face the Slagila.
Okay.
Lucinge, would you like to lead them from the front, or would you like to join us in our submersible ship? It's a capable weapon.
I would be honored to come aboard and see your submersible.
Oh, I will make sure to it that Captain Daniela here gives you the utmost respect while you are on her vessel.
King will fly ship well.
It is a ancient treasure from before the fall of the Empire, whose ruins spotless land. I'm sure you will find the trip very enjoyable. We'll go back to the magic car.
All right. Yep. You make your way over here. Lucinge shows you some more, or you see more of the skeletons who are killing some other pirates. And then you'll make your way back to the water, back to your boat, and to the magic cart.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
I can make a deal with anybody, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's this? I get to kill my dad, make friends with a pirate, and still keep my oath? Oh, oof. Everything I wanted and more.
This is amazing.
I gotta
God
grab.
nods. You've learned the true meaning of being a pirate.
I feel more like a mob boss than anything.
Well,
That's being a pirate.
Yeah. That's how Mafia works.
that's how this Sea Mafia expansion worked.
Now you gotta copy over too many pirates.
Me over here.
That's too many pirates.
Me over here. Hey, I'm gonna murder my dad. You wanna help me you wanna get a second port where you can set up and extend your range for, piracy? Well, yeah, it's always really hard to get more pirate-friendly ports when you're a skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like,
Actually, though.
I mean, if they go into the port right now, I mean, the only thing they can do is, raid it, really, It's like, nobody's gonna do... You think Armando's gonna just do business with a skeleton?
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, having friendly ports is actually incredibly valuable for pirates. Because they need somewhere to sell their junk. And they need somewhere to get their masts fixed. And, like, having additional ones is super important for, like, going there during a storm and stuff. Like, it's like, one of the hardest things for being a pirate is having a friendly port.
Just imagining Tony Soprano as a pirate. Hey, yo, that ghost pirate just messed up with my gobbledygoo.
Gobbledygoo!
God.
Gabagool.
That reminds me of one of my favorite fucking lines from fucking Fallout, where if you take the sneering Imperials thing at one point... Oh fuck, this girl's getting fucked.
Oh?
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright. As you make your way over there in the magic carp, you find that Morgawa has fallen directly into the trap that the Slugila have set. Nets, as she tried to swim through the thick seaweed that is the entrance to the cave, hidden net traps were launched, trapping her. It seems she was able to get off a breath weapon, which killed the Slugila in front of her, but then 12 other Slugila emerged from the various hidden hiding places in the thick seaweed and have been stabbing and chopping at the dragon. She is restrained, but thrashing against the nets. She is badly injured. She would have surely been slain if not for the sudden appearance of a shit ton of skeletons.
Yes!
I love skeletons. Yo, would you believe it that I, a skeleton enjoyer, like skeletons?
I am shocked. I would not have ever suspected the person who played the undead paladin to be a fan.
They're so good. Skeletons should be in every type of media. They're perfect. Oh my god,
They're
that is a
awesome.
lot of skeletons.
That
is
is
a
so
lot
many.
That is a lot of little fucking pirates. They're pirate skeletons. It's everything
Oh
I
my
want more.
god.
Yeah, this is basically Janzu, the entire dungeon's worth of skeletons. This is all of the crew of the scimitar.
That's amazing.
And
What about those ghosts?
those ghosts are actually just ghosts.
They're just ghosts.
They're just there to be spooky. If you go into the room, they're like singing and then they kind of disappear when you get.
Okay, they're not actually there to murder us. Okay, because
They're
I saw
not
ghosts.
actually
and I was like,
5 hit die ghosts that cause you to age 2d10 years when they scream at you.
Okay, because I was like,
Yeah, in OSR you definitely need to be terrified of any sort of not incorporeal undead, but those ones are just meant to scare you. But all right, so these far too many skeletons start pouring out, and the Slagila are caught by surprise as they're focused on the dragon and had no expectation of Janzoon's crew taking this moment to stab them in the back. With the dragon sort of restrained, they turn their attention towards the pirates. I'm not gonna roll out this combat. I'm going to. I do want to know though. Are you guys going to do anything to help, or are you gonna watch the pirates slaughter the
going
Slugila?
I'm gonna
I would
say.
love to help, but like the laser for the ship isn't really like a.
I mean, I would
You
help.
know.
Want to know why?
Huh.
I have an ocean breathing amulet.
Yep.
Who else
true.
did we get? Two? Did we
You
get
got-
2 of them?
You got 2 of those, so 2 of you can leave the Magikarp and join the fighting.
Then
Yeah.
how about this? King and me
Mm-hmm.
will we can go. We can both be on like one fin and just deliver ourselves the fight here. While
Yes!
Danielle runs the ship. Let's go.
I'm so ready for this. Yes.
All right.
Daniel will breach the submarine and crack off some shots from the top with her rifle.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. Danielle stands on top of the Magikarp and will shoot any of the Slugila that try to break for the surface. Captain Lasinge will also stand on board, shouting orders. And I guess this leaves Hawkeye and Pom Pom to drive the submarine.
Hell yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I guess we want to keep 2 people in there on the submarine just so Captain Lasinge doesn't get any ideas.
All right. King and Commodore, I'd like each of you to make an attack. We weren't going to do a full combat here because there's just too many combatants. But I want each of you to make an attack roll against the Slugila to see how well you handle yourself, and I will have 1 attack made against each of you as well.
Okay.
Very good. I'm very good at my job.
All right.
Oh.
Damn.
Thank you.
King, you killed one. You definitely killed one. But I am gonna have 1 attack on each of you as well.
Okay.
It's a
The
spear
big
attack
AC
on
of
King.
19 will protect me.
That is a miss. And then 1 on Commodore.
It will fail.
I saw a little blue dot above.
That's just me targeting you.
Oh, I see.
11 misses. All right. And Daniel Goodwoman, if you want to make an attack roll on one of the Slugila as well, you may do so.
Wait, doesn't Hawkeye have a shark?
Actually she does.
Yeah, Aqua Summer.
Yeah,
Aqua
actually,
Summer.
Aqua
Just
Summer,
join us now,
Aqua
very
Summer was
quickly.
coming over here because of the smell of blood. But now that Hawkeye is here, she will attack the Sluggy. She will attack what you want it to attack instead of trying to feast on the dragon blood. All right, so Aqua Summer will make an attack on a Slugila as well, and will also be attacked.
Oh dear. Oh.
She's got 15 hit points. She's still
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
I apply damage, but do it manually. Okay, so with your attack, the Slugila are slain. Can't mark them instantly, or it's gonna move them out of the screen.
Please.
The Slugila are all killed. I'll say a handful of the skeletons are destroyed because they're sort of even with the Slugila in terms of that they're both 2-hit die monsters, but they had the element of surprise.
Nice.
All right. So at the end, after a few rounds of combat, Morgawa is a bloody mess. The dragon breaks free of the ropes which were restraining her. She's enraged, but also just covered with spear wounds and blades stuck into her. She is missing 53 hit points.
Oh my god.
I will try and explain to her that I have come to close her wounds and that I've come with allies and planning on letting her like fight in the thing until she mellows out and realizes she's not being stabbed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take for her to kind of just mellow out? I'm assuming there's not much I can say to get her to relax, even while trying to tell her that.
Yeah, but she does hear you, and eventually, like she does not mellow until she's broken free of the ropes. But at that point, she does not charge into the danger, nor does she attack any of you.
Okay.
So she will then be calm enough that Commodore Sarko can approach.
Hey, Alex Magara, I parlayed with Jan Zun, and he has decided to assist us in attacking our mutual enemy of the Slugila. Apparently, they are also currently being held captive by one of their sorcerers in which to throw off their chains.
Well, you're the crew of Janzoon? I
Not
remember
anymore. Not anymore. Janzoon has been slain. They have made him into little more than a prisoner, and they are now under the far more wise and clever oversight of Captain Lasinge.
Lasinge waves, and then takes his hat off and bows to the sea dragon. A pleasure to finally meet you, Morgarwa. I have heard tales of your command of the sea. As a man of the sea, I have nothing but respect for you and for all of the gods of the deep. Save for that one most foul one worshipped by the Slagila, and whatever crimes they have committed against your family, I have come to avenge. Morgarwa nods. I have already made a promise to this one, Commodore, but Captain Lasinge, if you help me find my daughter, I will promise you fair winds as long as you sail. The captain nods, bows again. Boys, go fishing. The skeletons are going to start making their way into the cave. Swords drawn, bones clacking, skeletons
man. They're
dancing.
gonna rattle them up.
They're gonna rattle them up, boys.
I'm going to explain to my girl. My healing is not the most potent yet, but I could at least cause some of your more grievous wounds to close if you will allow me.
She lowers her head down next to you.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and cast a single go of cure wounds, just because it feels cure light wounds, because it feels
It feels like the right thing
character.
to do. Yes.
They get max roll 7 HP.
All right.
Oh, damn.
Well, she goes from 10 hit points to 17.
You know what? I'll hit her again, just because she feels like she's kind of the tankiest thing we have right now.
Yeah.
And I'll give her 5 more. Yeah, that's a good roll for like a 2d6. I mean, that's what? That's a 6 and a 6 and a 4. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, look at her health bar. It's almost half, kind of.
She's up to 22, and now I'm going to teach you something about old school D&D that you didn't know before, which makes this even more of a good idea. And that's how dragon breath weapons worked in the old games. A dragon's breath weapon does an amount of damage equal to their current hit points.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. I want to sit down to whomever wrote that rule and ask, okay?
Oh. So they just
yeah.
so their breath weapon just got an extra 12 damage. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So now anyone caught in her breath weapon would take 22 damage, 11 on a successful save.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So powering up.
Also she doesn't instantly die now.
Yeah. Also, she has enough hit points that unless someone throws a fireball at her, she's not gonna instantly die. All right. Let me clear out these corpses.
Just floating
Hey
there.
Viv. Hey Viv.
Yeah.
Do you know what the pirates are singing as they go down on the warpath? Check out the Discord channel.
Oh, hang on, I'm looking.
I don't think I can play this because I imagine I probably can't play this because of copyright reasons. But I'm gonna play I'm gonna play a few seconds of it anyway, just to find out what.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's psychotic.
Schnipp, schnapp! Ja, nicht beschreiben! Das Krokodil! Du musst gewinnen!
Yeah.
Direkt am Nil! Ja.
All right, that's a
Oh,
thing.
damn it.
Beautiful. Truly a work of art. One of the great works of art of our time.
I think
got
I've
my-
been butchering
I
Viv with
showed
that since session 2 of Midas.
I showed that to my German friend, and he was like, I'm like, what's he saying? He's like, nothing. It's entirely incomprehensible. I'm like, is he German though? He's like, yeah, no, he's definitely German.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually did take a lot of German class. I can tell there's not a single intelligible word there.
All right.
Like, the closest thing I could even think he's saying is he says crocodile, which means crocodile, but, I don't think that's even it.
Maybe Snoppy, I'm a crocodile from the Nile. I bite your balls off.
Yeah.
Like Andy.
I mean, honestly, might as well have been saying that.
Me over here. Hey, yo, I got the Sea Dragon to fight your boss. Oh, wait. I hate that guy. Yeah, I want to help. Yeah, sure. Top level negotiations, guys. Take notes. Everybody hates
Yeah.
the boss.
All right. So because this is kind of meant to be the final session, I am going. I'm not going to have us go through this entire dungeon crawl. Also, you brought an entire army of skeletons.
Yeah.
So
And
that'd be
a sea dragon.
And a sea dragon.
And a submarine.
And a submarine.
Yeah.
So, and a shark.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of like just narrate you guys through like what happens here. All right. So
Yeah.
first, you flood into this room, and then you're gonna Morgawa listens to the currents and says we need to go this way, towards her daughter. You get into this room, and I need more. Since I'm just kind of moving you guys through, who's got the light source right now? Who is the light? King is the light. King, I'm gonna increase.
I'm the light.
You are the light. You are the light of the party, but right now you also need to be literally the light. So I'm gonna just increase the brightness of your torch so that I can show you the maps as we go through.
Works for me.
So you come into here, and here is her daughter, Gara. There is a touching reunion between the mother and daughter. From the next room, a bunch of Slagila who are about to sacrifice some sailors that they'd kidnapped come charging in. There's a fight. They are killed. Morgawa probably just breath weapons them all. None of them would have more than 22 hit points.
Yeah.
So the skeletons do their thing, rattling all their bones. And Morgawa, you help free Gara from the chains. But Morgawa is not satisfied with merely freeing her daughter at this point. She wants revenge. And so you go on I'm just gonna pile all these tokens into a small. So you come here, you find that there's some living sailors who have been who were tied to this statue, and they were about to be executed. There's some more Slagila over here who you would have another fight with. Who would again, they're not going to win this fight.
No.
You'd make your way up here. In here, you would find that there is a some sort of crab person, dead, and in the process of being sort of taken apart by in some sort of study. They look like they look like this.
Oh!
Yeah.
Silly crab man.
Yes.
Crab people. Crab people.
Yep. So there's some sort of crab man. You have stumbled into the lair of Mother Quagla, who is a sorceress of very high power. But her mirror image and phantasmal forces and sleep spells will be no match for, this fucking insane party.
This is a lot of stuff. This
Yeah.
is like the end game of party size that we'll have over in Lion Queen.
Yeah. So you rush into the room. She tries to sleep spell you. That doesn't work on the skeletons. She actually doesn't have, even though she has 4th level spells, her spell list does not include Fireball, or Lightning
It wouldn't
Bolt.
work in the water.
Yeah. Well, Lightning Bolt then.
Oh yeah.
Which she lacks. So, there's little she could do to stop just being rushed down and killed. So you make your way through here. There's you find more prisoners to free. More some.
I tell them that if they'll help me overthrow my dad over in Port Fortune, they'll be freed. But they must swear an oath of loyalty to Captain Sarko Two Legs, and also to Captain Lasinge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Total gratitude.
Considering that they've been kept in a cage, and we're pretty sure that they were going to be food for the Slagila, they will agree to anything to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, you break them out of their prison cells. Over here, there's something else interesting. Over here, there's like some ground area, some area that's above water. You see a bunch of Slagila engaged in battle with these crab people.
Oh.
They're fighting each other, and you kill all of them.
Including the Nephroids?
I assume so, or at least
Are
Morgawa.
they
Morgawa at least is not angling her breath weapons to avoid them.
Oh, then if she wants them dead, she wants them dead. Good for her.
Yeah. And then over here, you find some ruins of some ancients. That indicates that there's something mysterious deeper underneath the Black Crag.
Ooh.
There's a pirate ship filled with Grindylow fairies that try and steal all your stuff.
I think there's too many people to rob here.
Yeah. There's some coral reefs, and then a mantis shrimp down here by some giant mantis shrimp.
I bet that
you
I bet
probably
that the
just,
pressure
like-
isn't good for their shell.
Yeah. You probably just don't futz with that.
Yeah.
More sign of combat between the Nephroids and the Slagila. And a magic elevator that goes deeper into the to the third layer of the dungeon.
Ooh.
Which I think I would love to do that, but I'm pretty sure at this point in time, I look at everybody and I say, well, guys, that was a real adventure of old time. My favorite part is that time where I almost died, and golly hell, King. I can't believe that you managed to fight 4 of them at once in that corner, and Lasinge, you're an... When you chop that guy's head off right before he stabbed, right before they stabbed Aqua Summer, you proved some real prowess. But you know what I think we could do to really celebrate this victory? How about we give Magarwa here some time to go reunite with her daughter? I think they definitely need some quality time. And how about you and me, Lasinge, go over to Port Fortune and do some regime change? I think you guys... How about I go there? We change who's in charge, and you guys have a wonderful... All your guys have some lovely shore leave that they've been denied for a very long time in a friendly port. How does that sound?
Sounds like a plan to me. I'll prepare the scimitar for immediate launch, and I look forward to stretching our legs on shore.
Yes, I will say this much. I will try and feel free to march with me up to the castle, but I will try to force the old man to come out and parley. I think there's a chance that I can get him to hand things over without us having to spill too much blood, and I know you don't want to lose more of your men.
He nods. We'll march into town with you, but I would prefer him to surrender peacefully.
I'll try and see what he does.
All right. Before she swims away, Morgarwa comes over to you, and she says, "Commodore, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for reuniting me with my child. I offer you a gift." She lowers her head down by you, Commodore, and opens her mouth. You see inside the mouth that massive pearl that she's been flicking around with her tongue the entire time, every time she talks. And she sticks out her tongue, holding that pearl, and pushes it into your hands. It's a pearl the size of a grapefruit.
Oh my god, okay.
With just this, it looks like an aurora of swirling colors within it.
Well, this is the most valuable thing I'll ever possess, and I'm never gonna sell this.
The pearl does a few things for you. First, if you speak her name, Morgarwa, it functions as a decanter of endless water.
Whoa, okay.
Secondly, if you hold it where it is visible, any sea creature and aquatic humanoids will respect you as a dragon friend.
That's cool.
So if you hold this forward, sharks will not attack you.
Oh!
Okay.
No
Sea creatures
all sea creatures will they won't obey you or have any greater intelligence, but they will respect you as if you are a sea dragon.
So they will not fight, basically.
They will not fight. They will ignore you or flee. And intelligent creatures will not necessarily be as won't regard you as a dragon, but will know that you are a friend of Morgawa.
Yeah.
So all merfolk and Slagila will know.
The Slagila are gonna kill me anyways.
Yeah. Well, the Slagila are going to kill you because they're trying. They wanted to steal Morgawa's heart in order to summon an avatar of the deep.
That's bad. The only
Yeah.
avatar of the deep I need is my own guy, and I don't see any giant crabs with galleons for fucking shells crawling around here.
If we'd had an opportunity to talk to the Slagila, their Mother Quagla's, her entire ploy here was she needed the heart of a sea dragon. She kidnapped the baby as bait, but the baby isn't old enough for their heart to be a meaningful
I
sacrifice.
see.
So what you're telling
her entire ploy here was to bring Morgawa here to be murdered, so that they could carve out her heart, and then the sorceress was going to eat it as part of a ritual, which would turn her into an avatar of the god of the deep.
So you're telling me is that if I was evil, I could have hijacked this entire operation and summoned an avatar of my own god into being?
I mean, if you were willing to murder a nice,
Which I'm not.
a nice friendly
I'm not
sea
gonna
dragon
murder. I
and
had to deal
eat
with
her
them.
heart.
I had to deal with them. I can't do that.
No.
If I break a deal, the only thing that gives me any value in my god's eyes is the value of my claw shake or my handshake. in this
That's
case.
true. That's true. So if you betrayed her for that, then you would probably end up cursed by your god instead.
Yeah, or they'd summon an avatar that immediately smites me.
Yes. Or
But hey.
yeah. But yeah, if you had managed to make friendly contact with the Slagila, which is entirely possible in the campaign, then you could work with her to bring Morgawa here for
Wow.
If you want to be evil,
The evil way this campaign goes is you do this in reverse.
Yes, but
yeah.
regardless, I got my daddy drama to resolve.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna go grab me a soda real quick, and then we'll come back and we will address the daddy drama. So I'll be right back.
I will be right back too.
I'm back.
Okay, I think Viv went off to go get her some bathroom stuff.
Okay. All right. That gives me a moment to set up the be here coral skeleton.
Gabe,
Yep.
I really am going. Gabe, I can't tell if Sarko really is the most neutral, chaotic neutral, well, lawful neutral, true neutral. I don't know. What D&D 5e alignment would you give Sarko?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say he's. I wouldn't call him evil.
He's not.
Yeah. D&D sort of puts the evil alignment as being like,
Comically bad.
It's more about. I perceive it more of. I see the good evil alignment as being more selfless versus selfish.
Yeah. So they're definitely neutral on the evil bad alignment.
Yeah. And you're a pirate.
Good, bad.
You're a pirate, which you would think would forego lawfulness, but lawfulness is really more about, in my interpretation of it, law versus chaos is a lot more like about sticking to a code and being consistent and
Which Sarko is. They're a priest of a lawful god.
yeah. So like I would say that you're probably that's Commodore that Sarko Two Legs is probably lawful neutral. He's just less the Punisher and more a noble pirate.
It's oh man, I guess honestly, all things, I mean, Sarko is planning on telling the party, okay guys, we need to go deliver the I'm gonna tell the party, hey guys, we need to go stop off and drop the magic carp with Naris after this is done. Because I said we would, and we've gotten everything we needed.
I'm back.
Okay. I hope you don't mind, but I am gonna tell the party that we should drop that we're going to drop the whatchamacallit, the
magic carp.
The magic carp with Narcissus at the end of the campaign. Because I'm gonna say the last thing we should do is give it back to him as like a good closer.
Part of the montage at the end.
Yeah, just at the montage was just like a Narcissus just with his fucking with his
It's-
little magic harp as we sail off in
Yeah.
the background.
It's right back where we found it, and Narcissus tears and gives a thumbs up to the camera.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like it's a good bookend. And by the end of the story, I will have cheated everyone, gotten everything I wanted, and somehow the place is oddly better for everybody except for my dad, who's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are we? Did we accidentally redo the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where it's all about Star-Lord fighting his dad?
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, looks like Lux is gonna jump on in a second.
I have returned.
Welcome back. Hold on, I'm just organizing my skeletons. I have too many of them. Okay. Oh, yeah, it does look like. We'll give Lux a minute to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so bad that they're missing all of this, but also,
Yeah.
it has to be done now.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Let's see. Right, I have no idea how this is Blair.
I'm hoping for a rock opera ending where Sarko heals the relationship with his dad with interpretive dance.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Welcome.
Love that.
Hi.
sound.
Oh my god, you made it.
I'm so sorry. I forgot we were playing today.
It's all right.
Uh.
You missed befriending a bunch of silly dancing skeletons. Reuniting between a mother and daughter. A bunch of dragons' blood in the water.
Yeah.
The end of a arc you didn't know was happening, and you missed a lot, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So Pom Pom was sleeping, and then
But-
Sarko suddenly wakes her up, and Pom Pom, wake up! And the skeleton army is laying siege to Port Fortune. Get up!
Yeah.
You missed everything. You missed everything that like had to do with Magarwa, but like you're still here for the final resolution of all the plot points, though. That didn't
The
start
best,
a week ago.
the thing that's important is Margarwa has her daughter back, and they're both alive, and they're happy, and they gave Sarko a real cool magic pearl that makes all the sea creatures think he's a dragon.
Yay!
Yeah.
Pom Pom wakes up and is like, I participated in this. And no, she absolutely fucking didn't.
She was
Yeah.
definitely driving the submarine while this happened.
Yes.
But anyway, you also learned that Captain Janzoon of the Scimitar was mutinied for being not a very good captain. And the Scimitar is now captained by Captain Lasinge, who was his former first mate. And Sarko was like, "Oh, well then I wanted to be talking to you." And he basically just convinced them to kill the Slagila and help the dragon. And now has said, "Hey, I'm going to become the new king of Port Fortune, and I'll make it a friendly port for you to, come and visit and sell your stuff at, if you help me, kill my dad." And so that's what we're doing now. The Scimitar and the Gilded Goose are both sailing towards Port Fortune to murder Sarko's dad.
Awesome! I love murdering father figures. Let's go.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's time for a. What's this? This is the second time we've played. Last time they wanted to kill their brother. Now it's time to kill their dad.
We gotta set the family right.
God damn it.
All right. So, since this is the final session, I'll waive the travel to return to Port Fortune. The Gilded Goose and the skeleton-crewed Scimitar approach the island on which Port Fortune is based. How do you want to approach this? Are you going to sail the ships right up to the harbor and attack the fort? Or are you going to do something else?
What's going to happen is, what's going to happen is, I am going to, have the ship be here, looming, the Dread Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
My ship is also going to be out there, and I am going to, ask for, my first mate, Captain Daniel Goodwoman, to, go explain to Red Rogers that Janzoon's been overthrown and his replacement, Captain Lasinge, has come here to parley, and that he should come and discuss terms with Captain Sarko over the following events, and that they would be happy to do this in Armando's Curio Emporium.
Yeah.
All places.
in Armando's place. Oh my god.
This, you know, it's where men are made, and women, and individuals. I feel like it's only fitting.
All right. So, the scimitar sails into the port. The Gilded Goose hangs just behind. Seeing the scimitar and its skeletal crew, the pirates basically all run into their dwellings. Old Ulysses McLeod can't believe his eyes and staggers into the tries to get into his rowboat, but he's still got cursed sea legs, so he falls and then runs inside his house. The various people are gathered around. Sarko, you see Mama Fortuna standing on the beach just outside her hut. She's watching the events. She is smiling.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, you rowboat up to the shore.
I just realized I think Thieves and Lux are still on the Gilded Goose map.
I'll snap them over here.
Oh yeah,
Almost
thank you.
transition to the real world, right? That's an Among Us right there. Holy fuck! I finally saw him.
I drew that ages ago. There's
Oh,
several
man.
actually. I think.
I've seen several in a lot of places, but like he just.
There's one by the tree line.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
logo,
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
the load
Yeah.
bearing among ye.
It was just vibrating when you finally noticed it Among Us. They drew like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Gorfang's hanging out with one in the
In the
graveyard.
cemetery, yeah.
Cemetery.
There's one.
Yeah.
There's one that's got a flag over
There's
here.
actually two in the cemetery. One of them is just
Oh.
different.
Oh, this is just. He was so
my
cleverly
God.
disguised.
Oh
as
my
a-
god, that's subtle.
There's something
Guys-
sus about this gravestone.
Guys, do you want to know what? Do you want to know what my favorite strategy back was in Among Us? I called it banking a corpse. Where if I found a corpse dead in an awkward place, I would stand over it so nobody could see it because my avatar was covering it.
Oh my
And when the
god.
figure would walk to me, because I'm in a corner to try and kill me, because I would hit the corpse and pull everybody to the fucking room, and I'd be like, it's them.
That's so funny.
Every time I pulled that off, they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, nah, I was standing over a corpse and I called them here when the moment somebody tried to walk up to murder me. They're the one who's so suspicious. Vent me out if I'm still innocent. If it turns out the game doesn't end, vent them next immediately.
Oh my goodness.
Kill me to validate that I'm innocent and then kill them next. Top tier strat. It only works if people are smart and don't forget what you said 2 seconds later.
Ooh,
That's
I
the
don't.
problem with Among Us.
I was gonna say, hold on. If it relies on people like being smart and remembering things, then I don't think that's a very good strat.
It depends on the thing is that if you're playing with people that have played the game a decent bit, it works. But occasionally you'll get some imposter that's like, well, you know, they died, and you know, what I mean, how do we know we can trust them, right? And you know, there's a lot of variables, and if they just say a bunch of nonsense that means nothing, sometimes they can get out of it because people don't have problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
The real magic with Among Us and Trouble in Terrorist Town is you're playing with players that have to be a detective when they don't even have object permanence yet as a skill.
Yeah, 100%. There are some people out there who just wonder why they always get murdered and have no sense of agency in dangerous zones, and like it makes it so easy for me to be the bad guy. But and the worst part is like it's stuff that I would do as whatever. We're talking about Among Us.
All right.
I love that my little doodles sparked an entire conversation.
You finally broke us, Viv. It finally happened.
Yes! Finally.
All right. Yeah. So,
Daniel, do you go to send our message to
Yep.
Roger Rathbone?
Yep.
Sorry, Red Roger Rathbone.
let me move your token up here to my Fort Albatross. Snap the view up here. As you approach Fort Albatross, obviously, Red Roger is up on the walls. He's seen the ships coming in, specifically, you know, the scimitar. That has definitely reached his ears and caught his attention. He looks down at the woman approaching. Have you come to parley on behalf of the scimitar? Looks down. questioning.
Yes, Commodore Sarko Two Legs would wish to have quite a few words with you.
What's the connection here? But how is Sarko Two Legs working with Jan Zun, the Blade, back from the dead?
The connection is that you're a real shitty father.
Oh no, you told him that. I was gonna drop that, you bastard. It's funny.
I don't have any children.
man.
What are you talking about?
Aww.
I think we both know that that's not true.
Fine. Two Legs wants to talk. He can come up here himself.
Did you not tell them that they're going to meet mano a mano over in the Curio Emporium?
I haven't said that yet.
Well, here's the thing. We've brought a massive skeletal army, so actually, no. You're gonna meet Captain Sarko Two Legs at Armando's fabulous establishment, the Curio Emporium, which Armando is graciously gonna host, or there's gonna be hell to pay.
He grips his sword at his belt. Fine.
Armando has amazing bargain bin prices.
Fine. We'll meet there on neutral ground. And Danielle can go back and tell Sarko. Roger will meet you there.
Okay. I'll go talk to Armando and prepare him for it. You did good work today, Captain. So, Sarko will Sarko will want his troops also, out here and, prepared for a tussle if any of those pirates decide to give him any problems. And, along with, some of the crew also on the ship.
Mhm.
This is the one time he's gonna try and push them to actually go out there and, actually fight for him if they have to. Do the crew, for all of my good treatment and respectable payment, actually do this?
Some will volunteer.
Okay.
Some will volunteer, and those that those sailors you rescued from the Slagila will volunteer.
Okay,
Nice.
we love to hear it.
So
Oh boy, we've.
put up sailors.
So my pirates and sailors are probably a lot less well trained than those pirates and less seasoned, but I've got more of them.
Actually.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, there's a lot.
The Albatross had a crew of 40 men.
Damn. Okay.
Anyway, you go to the Curio Emporium. The door is locked.
I bang on it twice and say, Armando, you come out. We need to talk.
Armando comes up to the door. Commodore Two Legs. Are you alone?
Well, no, but don't worry. Don't worry. I'm the person speaking on behalf of Captain Captain Lasinge, the current captain of the Scimitar. We're going to be using your place here as middle ground to parlay with Red Roger. So if you could go make some tea, relax, and just sit back, we've got some talking to do. Why are there two of me? Anyways.
Because one of you had the wrong title.
So if you'll go ahead and just sit back and let us use this room.
Armando opens the door, and you see that he is covered with actually cheap but gold and silver plated holy symbols of every possible deity, which all are shaking and clanking together. He holds up a silvered holy symbol. Of the god of the sea, and he's like, those undead pirates back from the grave, you've brought them to town. Oh, what?
Commodore's gonna go ahead and hold up his own holy symbol and be like, Armando, any of them come in here, I'll turn them, okay? So just go relax. I've got business to do. All right, Armando?
Armando goes and hides in the corner. He's terrified. Pirates are bad enough, but now there's
ghost skeletons.
Entering into the Curio Emporium, Red Roger Rathbone, acting governor of Port Fortune, retired captain of the Albatross, master of Fort Albatross. He enters in. Commodore Sarko Two Legs.
In the flesh.
I should have foreseen this, I suppose.
You're a clever man. You should have seen it coming, and honestly, I think you did.
I knew you'd be trouble one day, but I didn't see it coming so soon.
I'm clever. I take off through you. So, I need to ask you, did Danielle tell you the shit tell you everything, or should I lay it on you?
She said that you're apparently my son.
Commodore Two Legs will take his hat off, and you can tell that there's the surefire skunk tail of hair that's been dyed, where you can see just bright red hair at his roots.
Ooh.
Ooh. He, Rathbone nods. Well then, shouldn't that make you Commodore Rathbone?
I didn't want to get anything I have because of you.
It was a long time ago, Darko. Long time ago. I was a younger man then, more fool.
I want you to understand, I did not come here because I need an apology. I understand what it's like to be a pirate. And, truth be told, I chose this bit of land not because of the treasure, but because I said to myself, this person... I don't want to say that you owe me something, but I felt as if it was my job to earn my birthright. Because God knows you were never going to give it.
What is it that you see as your birthright? Share piece of my treasure, perhaps? A place on my crew?
Never! The Salamander Islands are mine. They will be. And I hate to tell you this, but this spot right here should be the place where I start. Roger, how many more years do you think that
I'm already an old man in a career where people die young. But I'm comfortable here in the port. The people love me. I could easily go on another 10, 20 years. If the old ticker doesn't give out first.
And that's assuming that, yes, and that's assuming you survived this fight.
You wish to fight me, Sarko? I may not be
you,
as quick
not here.
as
No.
I used to be.
Not here. This is Parlay. It would be incorrect for us to fight here. And honestly, I know you'd beat me. The only thing I didn't take after you is martial prowess. I'm just good at talking. So, Father, I want to say this. That ship out there is going to rape and reeve this city if we don't get what they want. And what they want right now is a governor who is somebody that they can trust, who they've worked with, who they like, will make this a lovely little spot where they can stop, drop anchor, and sell the random trinkets for junk that they'll never use their skeletons. Now, when I told them I'll give that to them, and you could fight them, and I'm sure if you do, half of this town will burn down, you'll lose half of your men if you win, and your position here will be nothing but trash and sand. Or, you can abdicate your position as governor. You can say that I, as your lawful son, am now in charge because you're retiring, and you carry on, and you continue to be a nice, happy old man, living out their years in absolute joy and lovely retirement, and you give me everything that you fucking own.
My son, I'm proud of the clever trap you've put me in, and maybe you'll win yet, but I warn you, son, I have a trump card that you don't know about. This whole ploy, you were put up to it by the witch, weren't you?
Of course. I don't trust her, but please tell me, what should I be aware of?
She is only the weak old woman she is, so long as I live. With but a word, or with the ceasing of my beating heart, she will destroy the Salamander Islands in a heartbeat, and everything you fought for will be swallowed up by the sea.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. What I would say to you is that my proposition still stands. You go into retirement, I take your shit, I rob you, and you'll be out here being a happy retired old man. That is the option, and that still gives us time to sort up a solution together, doesn't it?
Counteroffer.
Mm-hmm.
You can kill me, and drown in the sea with all of my town and all of my treasure.
You're very bold to assume that's not something I would do, sir.
Or
I might be...
Or you can you can sail under my colors, and we can conquer the rest of the Salamander Islands together. And then, when I'm an old man on my deathbed, I'll whisper to you the words, bind Mama Fortuna to our cause, and you can rule after.
Oh, Roger, you wound me. Truly, you wound me. I'm going to be dead honest here. I am not going to do anything you tell me. And I might sound like a spiteful little child, because I am a spiteful, petulant little child, and you should understand that that means that I am, in this moment, very prone to mistakes. So tell me, why don't you want to retire? Why don't you want to sit down and just relax? How old are you? Why do you for this?
Because I'm a pirate, and I want to die a pirate, and not die a useless old man. So kill me if you can, Sarko. Kill me if you can. And if you can't, then bend the knee, join my crew, join the Albatross, fly my colors, and maybe one day you can win my stead.
Don't you? Maybe. You have the audacity to use that word with fucking maybe. Oh, your pride. It fucking shows through every fucking fiber of your being, and it. Maybe. You say maybe. You unhinged fucking anger.
I feel as if we have little more to discuss. These are your
No.
options, Sarko. I hope you will consider them. He will,
No. Before you leave, I despise you with all of my fucking heart, and I need you to understand this moment. I wish to bash your brains out with my mace and piss on your corpse. But, understood. You make a good point, and I do believe you about that fucking hag. So yeah, I'll take your damned offer. I'll go talk to How the hell do I know you're not going to fucking keelhaul me as soon as this is done?
He turns towards you again. My son should know I'm a man of my word.
I'm aware.
He rolls up his sleeve. He shows you the crab tattoo on his arm.
Armando, you're making us a contract. Get to it.
A contract, you say? Of course. Armando is Armando was a lawyer back in Fantasy Not France.
No, you fucking weren't. You were a fucking peasant peddling stolen goods. Shut up, you're a pirate. Start doing it.
Yes, Commodore. Governor. He pulls out some parchment, a quill, and he starts, is ready to write. And what shall the contract say? Yes, what shall it say, Commodore?
Let's discuss the terms. And I'm not going to go through the entire process of
Sure.
writing out a comprehensive contract, because these are two seasoned servants of the Grasping God.
Yes.
They could probably spend a protracted amount of time going into the minutia of the
Yes.
minutia, but
The sun sets as the negotiations play out. Armando lights candles. Meanwhile, the crew and the skeletons are just faced off with this army of pirates. The people over in the Salty Siren are all like just on edge. Everyone's like waiting for the fighting to happen, and then there's just the smell of candle smoke from Curio and Emporium as you're hashing out this contract.
And by the end of it, it's basically an agreement that Sarko will inherit everything that Red Roger has upon his death death by the hands of causes not inflicted by Sarko, be it directly or indirectly. It's basically the whole he also would argue that he does not fly under the Albatross, but instead works with Roger, which is entirely just semantics for the exact same thing, but he gets to keep the title of Commodore.
Mm-hmm.
Which, would Roger agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay. And he will agree that, he agrees to Roger's terms, because the thing that pisses him off is he does believe that Mama Fortuna is an angry sea god.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he agrees. He goes with the agreement, and he curses fucking Roger's name the entire time, and agrees that in private he will continue to do this, but out in public, it's a business partnership.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the agreement is struck. How does Commodore Two Legs break the news to the rest of the crew?
He informs them that he has debated a very glorious treaty that works on the goodness of both of us, and he talks of Commodore and Red Roger's long-held and very respected, work with each other. He announces that he's actually Sarko Wrathbone, and that he's proud of the name, and that today they, as father and son, have finally come together to help lead this place into a new golden age, in that Captain Lasinge and his crew are more than welcome to do business with here, and as long as Captain Sarko lives, they will have free reign to trade, go to the port, and repair their ships within the loving confines of Port Fortune, and he will smile the entire time while cursing everything that Sarko has done in the last year.
So King Sharpen Fork for nothing?
Don't worry, you looked very intimidating. Guys, I'm gonna go let Captain Lasinji's getting everything he wants, and that he doesn't need to spend any crew killing anybody. And then guys, I'm gonna go over to the bar.
Lasinj, I love it when I get exactly what I want without having to lose any of my stuff. It's the best
And it's
possible
all because
outcome.
you did. And it's all because you didn't stab me. You know, Captain, you're a great guy. I hope you have a wonderful time robbing people. And if you ever need to, fucking sell any shit, talk to Armando. He's a wiggly little fucker that tries to scam you at every opportunity, but he will buy literally anything.
I appreciate that. I definitely will look forward to doing business with this Armando fellow. Meanwhile, Armando, terrified of skeletons, but now legally required to do business with them. He will hate you forever.
Well, don't worry, Armando, you don't need to be afraid of him. You and Lasinj have so much in common. You just have to work past your biases. He's a good piratey guy. I'm sure you guys can get along amazingly. Don't be fucking mad at me, Armando. I'm having a terrible day. I'm gonna go get drunk.
It turns out Lasinj becomes Armando's best customer because Lasinj has so much money and doesn't really have a lot of things to spend it on. Like, he can't really enjoy wine or women or food, but he can enjoy overpaying for a very fancy hat from the Curio Emporium with a story attached. So he actually becomes Armando's best customer.
Amazing.
We love it. We love it. Yeah, and then Sarko's gonna go get drunk for the next 2 days. Fucking starfish out inside of his fucking captain's quarters. And eventually be like, guys, we gotta go return the magic carp. Oh, what's Mama like?
Mama is furious at you and will never again call you a good boy.
It's fine, Mama. That's okay. Mama's an evil sea hag.
She wanted so badly for you to just kill your father. It's all she ever wanted. And you couldn't even do that for Mama.
I'm sorry, Mama. He said something that sounded entirely true.
Yes.
Okay, tell me now. Is that actually what would happen with her?
We'll get to the epilogue in a moment.
Okay,
Boy.
I'll return, and then I don't have anything else to do here. Do you guys have anything else you guys need to do?
I don't think so.
In the epilogue, we see Commodore Sarko Rathbone and the rest of the crew return the magic carp to Naris, the sea god, and then Sarko comes back and buys the magic carp for an absurd amount of gold.
I get to keep it.
Allowing you to keep the magic carp so you can keep introducing yourself as Commodore, but having acquired it legally this time.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Port Fortune continues to grow. More people come to the Salamander Islands over time. Several more of the islands become settled. More places become populated. Eventually, you probably have many more adventures in Salamander Islands, returning to the Temple of the Monkeys to steal the 10,000 gold piece diamond. Exploring the ruins on Brimstone Island, robbing the harpies of Siren's Claws, from all of their looted treasure from all of the handsome pirate men they kidnapped.
Their ill-gotten gains.
Mining obsidian from the strange obsidian flying demons in Fire Island. And maybe one day you figure out what was going on with the laser eye statue with the magic fruit.
Yeah.
But yes, over the years, the Gilded Goose becomes one of the more, as more people come, so too do more marks, targets for piracy. Gilded Goose becomes fearsome ship alongside the as feared as the scimitar or the albatross of old.
Hell yes.
You become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams as you become the powers here in Port Fortune. Decade or so later, Red Rogers' health is in decline. He's an old man. He's an old man. He's always had unhealthy habits, and so his age is catching up with him. Sarko, your whole life from this point, you've kind of had to take his word that Mama is the demon that he says she is, the trapped sea goddess. And she, of course, denies it, or can't, or seems unable or unwilling to answer that. And she still tries to convince you to this day, she still wants you to kill him. But as he's there on his deathbed, he's suffered a health episode, and you're pretty sure he's not going to get out of this bed again. He pulls you in close and whispers in your ear the true name of Mama Fortuna, the true name of the sea goddess that she is. And as you understand her name, the binding spell is shared between you and your father. And you have an understanding that so long as you know her name, she is bound to you, and that her powers kept under lock and chain. You have the ability to free her now, or to keep her under your command. And you understand that it is by her binding that Port Fortune is able to exist as it is. That the seas are made calm and the weather is tame through the knowledge that Rathbone has just passed on to you.
And it's at this point that I will, it's at this point after he tells me all this, and once he dies, I'll have a proper all that stuff. I'll have him, I'm sure at this point our relationship is incredibly dysfunctional.
Yes.
And all over the place. I will, of course, have him buried, and for a moment I think about having his fucking corpse exhumed and sent over the Traitor's Arch. But I don't, and I say to myself, I can just leave this all behind me. But I do think to myself, so this is a sea god. And what I would do is, I would, of course, I would consider, I'm still a priest, right? And by this point, I'm probably a fairly high-level priest.
Yeah.
One would assume, yes.
I would, at this point, I would definitely try to commune with my god in some way, be given a sign on what to do with the information I have received. And I would ask them, is it righteous that she be let free?
You see a vision as you cast this divination. You see an angry, vengeful sea goddess, Mama Fortuna, but young and beautiful, and terrible as the sea. And you watch as she summons hurricanes to drown Port Fortune, to destroy the pirate ships, to sink it all to the sea, and to reclaim all of the Salamander Islands for the depths. But your god of the depths then says, or then reminds you, no one can break a deal, and you have all the leverage you need.
Then I'll return to Mama Fortuna's hut. Older, maybe having a hook hand at this point. So now I'm maybe having a hook hand at this point. I'll enter it and I'll speak to her.
She does not smile as you enter into her hut.
Should I call you by your true name, or would you prefer to be Mama Fortuna?
That depends. Are you going to give my true name back to me?
Well, you see, that is the offer I am willing to make, but I need you to promise me something. I'd like to think that I did uphold my end of the deal. I did. Well, perhaps I didn't. He did live longer than expected, but I want you to understand, he would have never given what I wanted. But I did see to it that one day he give me your name, and I think now we can both get what we want. I'm sorry
what I
that you had to
wanted
wait
was
another
my
10
freedom,
years.
which you could have done 10 years ago by stabbing him in the heart.
Yeah, and you'd have killed me.
Detail.
Okay. You know, I was your favorite son, and you just murder me? I mean, come on. I mean, that was a bit of a shocker for me. I mean, I know the whole mama thing was probably just paying in on my abandonment issues, which, I mean, very clever, very smart. You are a smart, Sea god.
It wasn't personal. I was going to kill every pirate in the Salamander Isle.
Oh, trust me, I understood. I understood
Every
everything.
last no good scum-sucking pirate that unbound me.
So, I did not bind you myself, but I understand the anger. I too wish to burn the world down due to being wronged at one point. And I wish to, and I understand your position, and I find great annoyance in any case where a higher power is bound to a position such as this. It's degrading and it's improper for somebody. So I am here to offer you a deal. You are to never return to this land. You are to never ever dare harm these islands, and you are to go somewhere far, far away. You are to leave all of this behind you and find some other land to take place, and you shall never ever influence the weather of the Salamander Islands again. Simply put, I am asking you to let go of this and never try to seek vengeance upon this land. And in return, I will give you your name.
Governor Sarko, you are truly man of deals. You know I do not want to let go of this righteous indignation. But if I don't accept this deal now, I'll have to wait until you die, old age, or organize someone else to stab you in the back before you can whisper my name to someone else.
And for all you know, maybe I've already whispered it to somebody else, or maybe I will when I get out of here, or maybe I have a second in command who I will reason.
I have no choice but to accept or risk rolling the dice on an eternity, or at least a very, very long time bound here.
Please do not take it personally. I once too was forced into a similar position. You're aware. You have my entire sympathy.
I have but no choice but to accept this deal. Very well. Return to me my freedom and my powers. Unbind me from the curse your father has bestowed upon the sea, and I will whisk away to another sea far, far from here. Never again shall I bring foul weather to Salamander Island.
That's very good. Anyway, Sarko pulls out an entire list of gods who are relevant to this and says, now please swear that by each and every single one of them.
Mama Fortuna stares absolute daggers at you. You know that she is, like, behind her eyes, she is conjuring all of the powers of the sea that she once commanded to crush every bone in your body against the reefs. But she is completely bound by the magic of the spell Red Roger cast upon her. And so she grits her teeth and she swears it by every god of the sea and the skies.
And once that is done, I will finally, what's her true name?
I don't know.
Fuck.
The
Let's go
module
with
does not
Kaylana.
say.
Kaylana.
Kaylana.
Okay. Well, Kaylana, you may leave.
As you say that, she stands up straight for the first time ever, no longer a hunched over old woman. You see chains falling off of her that you'd never seen were there before. The chains clash to the ground with cracking the wooden floors of her hut. There's a tempest as a tempest of swirling of water as she transformed. Her hut blown in half, and standing before you instead of the withered old hag, beautiful goddess of the sea, wrapped in a twister of water, and she says, "Perhaps you are a good boy." After
Yo! You finally got your good boy points back.
Got it. It means so much to hear that, Mama. I hope you have a wonderful stay out in the ocean.
He wasn't a good boy. He wasn't a bad boy. He was a true neutral boy.
Lawful neutral.
I know you said lawful neutral, but it sounded like you said awful neutral. And I love that.
Awful neutral boy.
Awful
Maybe.
neutral.
But the goddess formerly known as Mama Fortuna then whisks off into the sky as a cloud and leaves for only she knows where. some other island chain far, far away in some other sea will be struck with hurricanes, disasters soon. But that's not your concern, Governor
That's the
Rathbone.
divine order. That's the divine order of things.
Yes. All right.
Well,
Hell yeah.
guys, we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it!
Beautiful.
Throws confetti around, pulls my
Yeah.
party
did something.
crackers.
I'm not sure what we did, but we did the hell out of it.
We resolved
Yeah.
all the plot lines, guys. That's what we did.
Yeah, all of them. All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, we did it!
All of them. Oh, there's a minor thing with the Nephloids of the old Empire coming back to the surface now that the Slagila are no longer there to stop them.
Oh,
You probably figured out how to deal with that. That's fine.
That's the thing for the next adventurers that return. When
Yeah.
they come
Yeah.
here. For the next level 1 party of, wide-eyed lunatics.
That's a different adventurer party's problem.
yeah.
That's for another party. Sarko 2 Legs cashed out.
That's for Sarko 3 legs to handle.
Oh,
Sarko made friends with 2 gods of the sea, became friends with the fucking, got a fucking pirate ship full of skeletons, and he said, you know what, guys, now I can get a day job.
Yeah.
But all right, that is the end of Secret of the Black Crag. We never actually
Beautiful.
discovered the secrets of the Black Crag, but we did.
We did everything else.
You did everything.
Wait,
else.
listen. We found other secrets around the Black Crag, just not of the Black Crag itself. So
Yes.
I
Maybe
consider that.
The real secrets of the Black Crag were the friends we made along the way.
Amen.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
We have a mermaid queen, we have Aqua Summer,
Yeah.
Danielle finally came out of the closet.
We transitioned. We got
We-
friends. We got
we-
little
we united
coconut
a
guys.
We united a mother. We made it so that we helped fucking Narcissus not be, depressed about his ship anymore.
Yeah.
We let Fortuna free. Like, come on, guys. We made so many friends along the way.
We did.
Gabe, even if we had to end it quickly, one of my favorite campaigns. You did an
This has
absolutely
been really fun,
splendid
yeah.
job.
It was really, really fun.
I'm glad
This-
you all enjoyed it.
everybody
I
had
knew
great
when I
characters.
read this module that this was the right group for it, that you guys would eat this
Yeah.
up. And I'm glad.
Very good time.
I'm glad you guys let me run it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I think that we had the right party and the right people at the right time, and those are always the best campaigns.
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you
So now
everybody
that this
for watching.
little 1-2 month detour is over, when are we getting back to Void Empire?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Like
Yeah,
you planned.
definitely.
yeah, I mean, I had planned that, although I wasn't expecting to be maybe moving to Japan. So
Yeah.
maybe in a few years if I come home from Japan, because I don't
If
want to.
you come home,
It's
oh,
sitting
dear.
there. It's sitting there for us.
It-
It's sitting there for
It's
us.
always
once the
there
party's
Yeah.
over.
in the future
like-
as an option.
It's in a crock pot. The flavors just need a lot of time to develop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What we need, but hey, Navi and fucking, why am I calling you
Haro.
Navi? Sorry, Haro. Hi there. Oh god, Haro is such a fun character to play. Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
Hero's fun.
I love Harrow. I miss that thing.
Yeah, me
the,
too.
the worst thing is now that Cabe's playing in my setting Crooked Creek, I feel like now, since I so viciously reuse characters, I feel
Like every
time
NPC
over-
is someone you've played in either the Woha games or other games that I've run. It's like we're working for Knave, who's your Valley of the Lion Queen character, and then last session we met Damagon, who's your NPC ally in that same campaign, and then we met Captain Sarko Two Legs, except he's a parrot in that one. He's a parrot in that other game.
That's
But-
amazing.
We also met Wingman.
Yeah, we met Wingman, and who is another one of you, who's your Muppet character from the
Oh yeah.
from the Christmas special, which by the way is
Yeah.
on the channel if anyone wants to go watch it.
My
And
goodness.
and yeah, and we
I
met
mean, that's just kind of how
Wingman.
it works when you become a dungeon master and you have a lot of Blorbo characters that you really wish you could play again. You just put them back in, You know,
Well,
it's
the
just
thing
how it
is-
is.
You know,
It's
when
the
I was
opposite.
running when I was running Woha, I was at the same time I was playing in a campaign as a where I was a monk fighter barbarian, Tessin, the great sage equal of heaven. And
Yeah.
I kept looking for like the right opportunity to have like a crazy badass monk NPC show up in Woha. And I never really found the right moment to stick them in, but I was definitely looking for the opportunity to do so. I was really looking forward to the opportunity to like have them show up, be badass, and then die to save a party, like be erased by the void or something. But I never had the opportunity.
What if I told you that actually the way I do it is that what I do is I use D&D as an excuse to flesh out the personalities for characters that I use later.
That makes sense.
Which is why and Crooked Creek's my oldest setting. And the way I DM is I just try to put party people in front of interesting NPCs and let them roleplay in between fun adventures. So like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just how it do. It was a pleasure, guys. It was an absolute
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah.
it's been great playing with you guys all this time. I really loved playing with you guys, and I hope we'll be able to play more things in the future.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I hope we'll be able to find some sort of schedule for something that can work out in the future, so that once I am planning, since I should be moving to Japan soon, I hope, and I know that's going to mess up the schedule, so this time frame isn't going to work anymore, but I will want to run more games, so I want to start streaming again, not just these sort of recorded sessions. So I'll definitely let you guys know, like, when I'm looking to start a game, and maybe we can find some evening, because if it's evening there, it'll be morning, or it'll be like, no, because if it's evening here, it's morning there. So, I don't know. We'll have to look at time zones and figure out
We'll
what
have to
works.
figure it out.
We will go into the lab and conjure the perfect time zone.
Yes, if possible. If such
A
a
zone
thing
of
exists.
absolute time.
RST half daylight saving plus 12.
Yeah. Anyway,
some unhinged stuff like that.
Yeah. Right
You
now,
take
I'm going to
care.
go ahead and end the recording. So everybody
Bye-bye,
say
everyone.
bye-bye to YouTube.
Toodles.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It was a pleasure, guys.
YouTube.
Been an adventure.